I'm sitting at my kitchen counter in our Boise suburb home, staring at my phone. It's 7 p.m. on a Thursday, and the Idaho foothills outside are dusted with early spring snow. The bourbon in my glass is half gone. It's burned the only thing keeping me grounded. My name's Matthew Harris. I'm 42, and I'm a forensic accountant. I spend my life spotting lies in numbers, but tonight, the lie is personal. My wife, Lauren, just sent me a text that ends our 17-year marriage in 2 sentences. I'm not coming back. I've found someone who gets me. Your stuff's in storage. Good luck. Attached is a screenshot of a $75,000 transfer from our joint savings to her personal account. I set the phone down and take a slow sip, letting the sting settle. For months, I've seen the signs, her work trips to Seattle, new outfits she never wore at home, the way she'd mute her phone when I walked into the room. I'm trained to notice discrepancies, but I ignored everyone. Maybe I was scared of what I'd find. Maybe I just didn't want to lose her. I open my laptop and log into an email account Lauren doesn't know exists. 3 alerts from my bank's security system confirm what I suspected. She's tried to change passwords on accounts she's never seen. A grim smile tugs at my lips. She's thorough, I'll give her that. But I've been preparing for this longer than she knows. I type a reply, "Take care." Then I call my sister Emily, a 38-year-old cybersecurity analyst who's always had my back. "Emily, it's time," I say when she picks up. "That plan we set up 3 years ago? Lauren just made her move." "God, Matt, I'm so sorry," she says, her voice soft but steady. "You sure you want to do this?" She didn't leave me a choice. I hang up and glance at the only photo left of us in the house. Our wedding day in Coeur d'Alene, under a canopy of pines. We're smiling, young, clueless. My chest tightens, and for a moment, I wonder if I could have fixed this. If I'd spoken up sooner, fought harder, loved her better. But then I remember her text, and the doubt hardens into resolve. I set the photo face down. I met Lauren at a Boise State alumni mixer in 2012. I was 29, fresh off a divorce that left me broke, and focused on building my accounting practice. She was 27, a graphic designer with a laugh that could stop traffic. She didn't care about my work, fraud investigations, asset tracing, spreadsheets. "As long as you keep the lights on," she'd say with a wink. I thought it was cute. Now I see it was a red flag. We married after 18 months. I funded her design studio, a sleek space downtown where she built a brand around minimalist logos and eco-friendly branding. When she wanted a bigger house in the North End, I signed the mortgage. When she craved Teslas and Napa Valley getaways, I wrote the checks. My dad, a retired mechanic, warned me once while we were rebuilding his porch. "Matt, your wife spends a lot of your money," he said, choosing his words carefully. "Just make sure she respects what you do to earn it." I brushed it off, but it stuck with me. 5 years ago, I started protecting myself. Nothing shady, just smart. I set up LLCs, trusts, a crypto wallet, and offshore accounts for international clients. Lauren knew our joint checking and savings, but that was it. Meanwhile, she got deeper into the influencer world. Instagram posts of her at yoga retreats, sipping kombucha with her creative tribe. Her followers hit 20,000. Her trips got longer. Last Thanksgiving, she forgot my birthday. She bought me AirPods the next day, blaming studio stress. I accepted them, but that night I finalized my contingency plan with Emily. The next morning, I wake up at 5 a.m., make coffee, and sit at my desk. Habits die hard even when your world's crumbling. I log into my financial management system, a custom tool I built for my practice, but tweaked for personal use. With a few clicks, I activate the protocol Emily and I designed. I freeze our joint accounts and credit cards, trigger a fraud alert on the $75,000 transfer, and email my attorney, Sarah, with proof of Lauren's misconduct. Then I call my mom. "Lauren's gone," I tell her. "She took the money and moved my stuff out while she was supposedly in Seattle." Mom's quiet for a moment. "I'm sorry, Matthew," she says finally, but I never trusted her smile. Too perfect, like she was selling something. "What's your plan?" "Protect what's mine." An hour later, my phone lights up with Lauren's name. I let it go to voicemail. 10 more calls follow, then a text. "What the hell, Matt? The money's gone, and my cards are declined." I don't respond. Instead, I drive to the storage unit she mentioned, punch in the code, and find 3 boxes of my clothes and my work laptop, my dad's toolbox, our family albums, the watch he gave me before he died. They're gone. I stand there gripping the edge of a box, my throat tight. Those weren't just things. They were proof I had a life before her. I want to call her, scream, demand them back. But that's what she expects: emotion, weakness. I take a deep breath and load the boxes into my truck. At a coffee shop downtown, I open my laptop and dig into Jason Carter, the someone who gets her. He's a 35-year-old creative entrepreneur. Lauren's been tagging in her posts: sleek photos at art galleries, craft breweries, TEDx events. Using my investigator databases, I find his design agency is drowning in debt. $200,000 in loans, 2 maxed-out business credit cards, and a lease he can't afford. Worse, Lauren co-signed a $50,000 loan for his new studio space 3 months ago, using our marital assets as collateral. My hands shake as I close the laptop. She didn't just leave me. She's been bankrolling her new life with my money. I check into a Marriott near the Boise River, away from the house that feels like a ghost town. Lying on the hotel bed, I stare at the ceiling, my mind racing. I keep seeing her face, the way she'd laugh at my boring job, the way she'd light up when I agreed to her latest whim. Was I ever enough for her? Did I push her away by working too much? By not asking questions? The questions gnaw at me, but then I think of that $75,000 transfer, and the guilt turns to focus. She made her choice. Now I make mine. Monday morning, I walk into my office like nothing's happened. My assistant, Nicole, 29, looks up, startled. "Matt, I thought you'd take some time off. Lauren called here 4 times, said it's urgent." "Did she?" I say, keeping my voice even. "If she calls again, send her to Sarah." By noon, Lauren shows up in person. I hear her voice in the lobby, loud and polished, like she's pitching a client. "There's been a huge mix-up with our accounts. I just need to talk to Matt." I walk out and there she is. Designer jeans, perfect makeup, sunglasses perched on her head. She smiles, the same smile that used to melt me. "Matt, thank God. The bank froze everything. It's a mess." "No mess," I say quietly. "You transferred $75,000 without my consent. The bank flagged it as fraud." Her smile falters. "It's our account. I'm your wife. You're my soon-to-be ex-wife who emptied our savings, moved my stuff out, and told me you're with someone else. That's textbook misconduct." Her voice drops to a hiss. "You can't do this. I've made plans, Matt. Deposits on a new place, commitments to Jason's agency." "To Jason Carter," I say. "Yeah, I know about his loans, and the one you co-signed with our assets." Her face goes pale. "You're spying on me?" "Just protecting myself from fraud." "I deserve half of everything," she snaps. "Half of what's in those accounts, sure. But you think that's all there is, don't you?" She blinks, confused, and I walk back to my office, my heart pounding. I want to turn around, beg her to explain, to say it was a mistake, but I keep walking. That afternoon, Lauren's attorney emails me, demanding access to all financial records and threatening to expose my practice. It's a bluff, amateur hour. I forward it to Sarah with one line: "Proceed." My phone buzzes with texts from mutual friends. "Why are you being so harsh?" "Lauren's a wreck. Give her a break." No one asks where she's been or who she's with. I don't reply. Instead, I hit the gym, a small rec center near the Greenbelt, not Jason's trendy studio. I lift until my arms burn, trying to drown out the voice in my head asking if I failed her. Emily calls me that night. She's been digging into Jason's agency, but she's got her own drama. Her ex, a tech bro who left her for a startup intern, just filed for full custody of their son, Ethan. "I'm fighting him with everything I've got," she says, her voice tight. "So believe me, I get why you're doing this. But Matt, are you okay? Really?" I pause, staring at the hotel carpet. "I don't know, Em. I keep wondering if I could have stopped this. If I was too boring, too quiet." "You loved her," she says. "That's not a crime. She's the one who broke trust. Don't let her make you the villain." Her words stick with me. Emily's always been the tough one, but I hear the strain in her voice. She's not just helping me, she's fighting her own war. I promised to take Ethan fishing next weekend, something to keep her grounded. 3 days later, Sarah calls with a bombshell. Lauren's been siphoning money from your joint account for 18 months. Small transfers at first, then bigger ones. $90,000 total. Most went to Jason's agency. I'm not shocked, but it still hits like a punch. She used our money to prop up his failing business? Yep, and she forged your signature on that $50,000 loan. We can add financial infidelity and fraud to the divorce filing. That night, I get a text from an unknown number. Back off, man. Lauren deserves better. Don't make this ugly. Jason Carter stepping into the ring. I don't respond. I drive to Emily's place the next morning. Her house is cluttered with Ethan's toys and her work monitors. She's stressed but focused, juggling her custody battle and my case. I need everything on Jason's agency, I tell her. Loans, leases, anything public. Legal channels only, right? She says, half smiling. Always. We're just faster than most. 4 hours later, we hit gold. Jason's agency is a house of cards, $300,000 in debt, a defaulted lease, and that $50,000 loan Lauren co-signed. But there's more. The loan lists our marital assets as collateral, assuming I back it. Emily points to the screen. She put your entire financial life on the line for him, and he let her. I stare out her window, watching Ethan play in the yard. She didn't just betray me, I say. She bet against me. Emily puts a hand on my shoulder. You're not alone, Matt. We'll fix this. Her support steadies me, but the weight of it all, Lauren's lies, the years I spent blind, crashes down. I drive back to the hotel and sit in the dark, bourbon in hand. I think about calling Mom, but what would I say? That I failed? That I let Lauren define me for too long? Instead, I pull out my dad's old watch, returned in a box Jason sent after I confronted him, and hold it tight. It's scratched, worn, real, like me. The next day, I meet Sarah at her office. File for emergency asset protection, I tell her. The loan fraud's enough to freeze everything. That afternoon, I drive to Carter Creative, Jason's studio in the warehouse district. It's all glass and neon, with quotes like, "Dream big" on the walls. Jason's there, all charm and gelled hair, shaking hands with a client. He spots me and walks over, hand extended. Matt, right. Lauren mentioned you. I ignore the hand. We need to talk, alone. In his office, I drop a folder on his desk. Every loan, lease, and credit line Lauren co-signed for you, using our marital assets. The banks approved them because of my income. Now we're divorcing, and those guarantees are void. He flips through the pages, his tan fading. These are legit deals between me and Lauren. Maybe, but the banks don't care. They'll call those loans due when they see my assets are off the table. Lauren said you're loaded, he says, voice sharp. This shouldn't be a problem. Money's not the issue, I say. Trust is. Oh, and those personal items Lauren took, my dad's watch, family photos, get them back to me. He stares, then nods. I'll see what I can do. I leave, my pulse steady for the first time in days. The next morning, a courier delivers a box with the watch, photos, and my dad's toolbox. No note. That afternoon, Sarah confirms the asset freeze. Lauren's tried to access our account 12 times and applied for a new credit line using our house. Denied. My phone rings. It's Lauren, I answer, against my better judgment. What have you done? She demands, voice shaking. The bank's seizing Jason's equipment tomorrow. That's rough, I say, but you used our marriage to back his loans without my consent. That's fraud. We can fix this, she says, her tone softening. Come home, Matt. We'll talk. I laugh bitter. 17 years and you think I'm still that gullible? I hang up and block her number. That night, I sleep like a rock. 3 weeks later, we're in a conference room for court-ordered mediation. Lauren looks drained, her designer outfit doing little to hide the stress. Her attorney starts, "My client wants a fair division of assets, despite your aggressive tactics." Sarah slides a document across the table. The bank found Lauren forged Matthew's signature on multiple loans, using their marital assets without his consent. They've referred it to the DA for fraud charges. Lauren's attorney pales. We'll need to review this. Of course, Sarah says. But if Ms. Harris signs our settlement today, Matthew will provide a statement to mitigate the criminal fallout. He won't press charges for the theft or unauthorized transfer. Lauren stares at me, eyes wide. Criminal charges? Matt, you can't. I didn't file them, I say. The bank did. That's what fraud gets you, her attorney whispers to her. She shakes her head, then looks at me, pleading. I didn't mean for this to happen. I felt trapped. You were always working, always so serious. Her words cut, and for a second I see the Lauren I fell for. Bright, ambitious, lost. I want to believe her, to think we could have been different. But then I remember the $90,000 she stole, the life she built with Jason, and the moment passes. The settlement's fair, I say. You keep your studio, your car, your things. No alimony. You take the debts you signed for. And Jason, she whispers. His mess isn't my problem, Sarah says. Lauren signs, her hand trembling. As we leave, she grabs my arm. I never thought you'd fight like this. You always just agreed. That was my choice, I say. This is yours. I walk away, my heart heavy but lighter than it's been in years. A month later, I move into a fixer-upper near the Boise River, a craftsman with creaky floors and potential. I hear Lauren's in Portland, posting about new chapters on Instagram. Jason's agency folded. He's pitching NFTs in Austin now. Their failures don't bring me joy, just closure. Emily comes by one Saturday to help me sand the deck. Ethan's with her, tossing a football in the yard. She won her custody battle, but it cost her. Heard from Lauren? She asks, brushing sawdust off her jeans. Nope, I say, and I'm good with that. You could have crushed her, she says. The fraud charges would have done it. What's the point? She's out of my life. We work in silence, the rhythm of sanding and measuring calming my mind. I'm thinking of taking a trip, I say. Maybe Montana, fish at Dad's old cabin. Emily smiles. He'd love that. You haven't been there since he passed. That night I sit on my porch with a beer, the city quiet except for the hum of the river. I think about the last 17 years, how I let Lauren define my worth, how I ignored the signs because I wanted to believe in us. But I also think about how I fought back, not with anger, but with clarity. I'm not proud of the pain, but I'm proud of the man I've become. The next morning, I call my office and take 2 weeks off. I pack my truck, lock the house, and head north to Montana. No plans, no regrets. Just the road ahead, and for the first time in years, a ledger that finally balances.